Good afternoon. Thanks to all of you for coming out on a rainy Wednesday afternoon. Uh, I am really excited for today's panel discussion, and I wanted to set the stage a little bit because I think for many of you who have been at UC San Diego for a long time, you may not realize what a special event this is. We have three great panelists today. We have Al Pisano, who is our new Dean of Engineering, Jordan Crandall, who is the Chair of Visual Arts, and Cristina Della Coletta, who is our brand new Dean of Arts and Humanities. And everywhere that I go and visit, people talk about the importance of interdisciplinary collaboration and how it's a university that does that sort of thing. And usually the reality doesn't quite measure up to the hype. And what's been amazing about our nascent design lab here at UC San Diego is that we've had people from all across the university, from health sciences, from theater, from engineering, from visual arts, all around the university, helping out, participating, being excited, cheering us on, doing all sorts of stuff. And so that's very, very, very rare. And when I emailed our panelists today saying it would be neat if you could come and talk about your ideas for the future of making, there was an immediate and enthusiastic response. And given how busy all three of these folks are, to get them in the same room is a real honor. And so let me tell you a little bit more about each of them. I'll start with Cristina, who's our new Dean of Arts and Humanities. She came to us by way of the University of Virginia. And one of the things that's most interesting about her research to me is she's written a number of books about storytelling, including a bunch of work. In film, I'm a big Fellini fan, and she's written a lot about the way that Fellini tells stories and references prior work. And I think that for all of those of us who are interested in design, thinking about storytelling, we could learn a tremendous amount from film. And so Christina's background is, I think, really wonderful there. Jordan, in addition to his role as the chair of visual arts, has done a lot of work in art and technology, looking at the intersection of performance and art and political theater. A lot of you know the Cal IT2 gallery exhibitions that he has curated. He was founding editor of the online journal Version, and his current project is called Unmanned. And Al comes to us by way of Berkeley. He was a mechanical engineering professor there for many years, and he's been one of the real intellectual leaders in MEMS, micromanufacturing, and in manufacturing in general. He created a lot of really innovative, making-oriented teaching and research in the mechanical engineering program at Berkeley, and I think found lots of kindred spirits with his interests arriving here, which is why we're all here today. And so with that, I'd like to turn it over to Al to share with us some of his ideas about the future of makerspaces.
Okay, I kicked this on, I see it's working, and since I'm half Southern Italian, I can't talk without standing and moving my hands. So you notice I was keeping my hands in my pockets. That meant I was silent, and now I can talk, so the hands can come out. Right, as I just demonstrated. So what I'd like to do is to offer a number of provocative thoughts and put a few concepts out. I've already talked to my co-panelists and will react off that, and I'm hoping that you feel a need to put your ideas into the fray as well. So I'd like to start with this vision. So imagine a world in which every student in the university has zero fear, zero reticence, zero discomfort with prototyping anything. What if students would prototype at the drop of a hat? The same way that computing reached out to everyone when spreadsheets were automated, right? Excel, MATLAB, and all that. The same way a student says, you know, I don't quite have the theory down for that, but let me get a couple of things sketched into the spreadsheet thing and just work a bunch of what-if experiments and just bracket in our own minds, right? Get some grappling with some concept. And then, when you're in class and you pick up a little bit of theory, you say, ah, that's what that's for, and I already have a gut feel for what it is because I've practiced with it in some way. So I think that's what this, at least from my view, that's what this makerspace is about. And I think it'll translate across a number of cultures, a Viz Arts culture as well as an engineering culture. I think it's time that we had a university in which all the students, and of course it's going to be a while before we can use all as to every single one. But the point is, imagine a future in which students would say, you know, I'm sort of curious about this. Let me just prototype up a couple of things and see how it works or not work. Okay, I got a gut feel for this, and now I know where to go to learn more. Or, hey, it breaks this way, or it doesn't function in such and such an expected way, and now I can start that intrinsic, natural curiosity detective process that professional researchers know how to harness and focus, but students are still practicing about harnessing and focusing. And so what if that kind of world were available? And I think, and I'm especially pleased to be working with the chair of Viz Arts and the dean of Arts and Humanities, because these two cultures, I think, have a certain common base that they can leverage. Even though you prosecute the agenda in Arts and Humanities slightly differently, and I'll say slightly with a certain amount of air quotes around it, than engineering. In my conversations with Cristina and Jordan, I keep finding more and more commonality as to how we kind of think about the world. And I think this is a great way to get it started. And I promised I'd talk for less than 6 minutes. I got 30 seconds, so let me just offer one more anecdote that we might want to think about. This campus is really well known as a STEM campus: science, technology, engineering, math. And let's just say, with a little bit of playfulness, I'll say, you know, if you add art to STEM, you can make STEAM. And as a mechanical engineer, you know, any steampunk aficionados in the audience? Come on, you can admit it. Yeah, okay, good. I got it. All right, so I got at least, hi, we're going to have a talk afterwards, man. It's going to be fun. But if you just think of, you know, a raw, emotional, energetic horsepower, steam is a nice metaphor for that. So imagine that we can take STEM and art, make it STEAM, and do something truly powerful on this campus. I kind of get extremely excited at that thought, and I'll let my colleagues react off some of my opening comments, and hopefully you'll react to them as well. Okay, thanks.
So I think
Not yet, not yet. All right, so I think they're a nice audience because they actually applauded my ability to sit down in a chair without falling over. Okay, it's good to be among friends. Thank you.